Hi guys, welcome to my channel. My name is Amy or Amylouise. If you are new here, welcome. If you are returning, welcome back. I'm a professionally trained makeup artist of 13 years and today I am actually doing something a little different. My face is really putting me off at the minute. Just having this one eye looking into the viewfinder is so strange. One of my subscribers, Charlotte, actually reached out to me and said, I did this look, I like it, but I want to see how you would do it, how you would interpret the look, how you would make it better. Show me what you would do with this look. Send me some pictures. And I said, you know what, I've got time now, I'm gonna go ahead and do that right now. So that is what we are gonna do, and it is this look. It is quite large, it's quite bold, it's quite grungy, and it is using the brand new Carnival Antidote palette. I'm sorry, I feel like people are gonna get bored of me using this palette, but I'm kind of a little bit obsessed. I love this palette. Like, just look at it. Like, you look at it and you're like, boring, not too many looks out of this. It's very neutral. There's only greens, there's only the orange and the neutrals. There's not that many looks. You're wrong, there's so many looks. I love it. So we're gonna do this look and with this palette, and yeah, let's jump right in. Fair warning, I'm using a lot of tiny little brushes. Just be aware. So my eye is primed with a Plouise base number 2. As always, I'm going in with a JS13 and the shade Mystic first, which is the darkest green in the palette. I'm not going to lift it up. If you've got the palette, you know what the shadows are, and honestly it's a big palette to keep lifting up. So with my eye open, I'm going to start to place this just above my crease. I have hooded eyes, so I need to make sure that this is above the crease. So I'm keeping my eye open and I'm placing it down, and I'm only taking it to the halfway point, just like that. And then I can close my eye and really pack that on in there, in that shape. I'm not bothered about shadow getting on my lid like this because I'm going to remove it anyway. It's not a problem. I'm now taking this is another JS13, and I'm taking the shade Pecan, and I'm going to do the same thing just on the outer corner, and instead of going down to my lash line, because it is a winged out look, I haven't done winged out looks in a while. It took me a second to like get back into the swing of things. I've been doing like rounded shapes recently, so instead of going down, I'm going to start to wing it out. So again, eye open, I'm going to start to place this down, and you can see I'm taking a small amount at a time on my brush, and I'm taking my time to get it right, because this is the backbone of the look. So when I get to the corner of my eye like this, I'm then gonna tuck my elbow in from the lash line. I'm gonna pull up like that, because that's gonna give you your guideline, and then just connect the two up just like that. And then again, make sure to go in, pack that shadow on. And then I'm going to take that same brush and I'm going in with Chestnut, and I'm actually going to go right on top of this shade because I realised that this shade was not dark enough. So I'm going to go right on over the top of that. And then right in the middle, just give it a little blend in between. So you should have something that looks like this, and like I said, anything on the lid is going to get removed anyway, so this down here where we joined from the lash line is fine. I'm taking my My Precise crease brush, and I'm going in with the shade Antidote, and I'm going to go 50% on, and I'm not going to go right on the inner corner. I'm going to start around here, and I'm just going to start to buff that on. 50% on the previous shade, 50% off. I was asked in one of my previous videos what I meant by 50 on 50 off. So that is what that means. It's 50% on the previous shade, 50% off. I'm just going to start to buff that out, and then I can tuck it into the inner corner without taking it any further, just like smooth out that line. again to that halfway point, and I'm keeping my shadows really close packed together. I'm not really blending them out really far because we've got a lot of shadows to add in here. I'm now going in with a JS12 and the shade October, which is in the top left hand corner, and we're just going to do the same thing, 50% on, 50% off, and we're going on the orange side, the wing outside. And after each addition of orange, I'm going to take that brush and I'm just going to tap in the middle where the green and the orange meet. I'm now taking a Plouise brush, I believe, and this is the 117 Too Lost in My Blend brush. Is it Plouise? I'm not sure, to be honest. Too Lost in My Blend, I think it's Plouise. So I'm going to take this and I'm going in with Clover. So again, I'm not going right into the inner corner, I'm starting in that same spot, and I'm just going to go 50% on, 50% off. And then bringing my brush in from this angle so I don't take it too far on the inner corner. I can smooth that and tuck it into the inner corner. Morphe M456 next, and we're going in with Spiced Coral, which is that bright orange in the palette, and I love it. So 50% on, 50% off, we're going to go from the green and right to the outer wing. And again, once I got to the centre, I'm just blending right in the centre between the green and the orange. I'm taking a BH Cosmetics number 3 brush. This did come in a kit, but it's just a fluffy, smaller brush. And I'm taking the shade Sable. And we're going to dust this in the exact same way, not going right into the inner corner. Nice big circular motions, and I'm actually taking this up into this part of my brow. Just a little bit. And then with that same brush, I'm going in to Moss. And I'm doing the exact same thing, just a little bit higher, and nice big circular motions. And I'm blowing this out. I wanted this to be like quite dramatic and just bold. So nice big circular motions right up in that whole area. Next, I'm taking a Jessup 228 brush, and I'm taking a mix of Pretty Peach and Spiced Coral, and we're gonna pop this right out here. And you can see I'm holding my brush right at the end, and I always say if you hold your hand and pop the end of the brush here and then grip, that is the best way to hold a brush. So I'm just popping this right in here, and I'm really lightly just dusting this in. I'm now taking a Morphe M441 and the shade Buttercup. This is going to go right on that inner corner. Again, nice big circular motions. I'm holding the brush in the exact same way. I'm going to bring this almost onto the bridge of the nose, up into the brow. Again, really small amounts each time. And then I'm actually going to bring this through, so to the brow bone and to the outer edge of this look too. I just felt like it really carried the look and just pulled it all together. And then with that brush, I'm going to go all the way around and really just haze it all out. I'm going to blend that green into the yellow, so it's yellow, green, yellow with all those oranges. It really does work, and because we've got brown down here, it works to tie it all together, because the yellow and not the yellow, the orange and the green turn into a brownie shade, but you've got brown as the base of the oranges, then you can obviously, yellow is next to green on the colour chart, but yellow is also next to orange. It is that kind of colour that just pulls it all together. So we're just gonna pull it all out like that. Then I'm going to take another, what is this? This is a Luxie 205 brush, and there is absolutely nothing on this brush, and I'm just going to dust the very edges because I want to make sure that it's just hazy and dreamy and just delicious, honestly. So we're just going to dust that out just like that. Okay, so from here I'm going to go right back to the beginning and I'm going to re-intensify my shades. By doing that, I'm going to add all my shadows in the exact same way with the exact same brushes in the exact same placement. It's going to build up my colour, it's going to build up my pigmentation, my depth, and my blend is just going to end up buttery smooth. It is the best thing, like the best tip I can give anyone starting out with makeup is to go in for a second blend. So that's what we're going to do right now. Okay, so I am back. Look at how just dramatic this is. I'm actually going to take my Vaseline. Now I don't have my normal Vaseline because I used it all, but I'm actually going to use this one because this is all I've got. This is the Rosy Lips. It's the same, it's just tinted. It's fine. I'm going to use this to actually cut my crease. I'm going to take a flat brush, a little bit of my Vaseline on the brush itself, and then I'm going to draw on my cut crease shape. Now you do have to be somewhat confident in your ability to create a cut crease. Not gonna lie. And then I'm just gonna take a cotton bud. I would usually use a tissue, but I've run out. And from the top, I'm gonna swipe down, sorry, as I roll my brush. And this is what's gonna give just an amazing cut crease. So as I drag down from the edge of the Vaseline so that I don't smudge and break my shape, it removes, and I'm going gently, it removes all the excess product in such a clean way. Like, look at this. Okay, like, look at that. Like, is that not one of the smoothest cut creases of your life? I'm now going to take the blank canvas by Plouise and a little flat brush. This is one of her Acid Rain, is it Acid Rain? It's one of the paint brushes. Crisp Finish, that's the one. I'm going to take one of these brushes, and I used to like only use the specific brush with that specific paint, but I'm over that now. So I'm going to take the blank canvas and I'm going to cut the crease again using the blank canvas, which is a lot easier now that I have my shape already down. Now tap the edge of the brush and drag down, and that way you get the smoothest cut crease. Make sure to tap the excess product over the rest of the lid. You want this nice and thin, you don't want it chunky. Spread it out to the edge of the cut crease, and then I just like to take my finger and just really blend that into the skin. Okay, now before this dries too fast, because these do self-set within about 60 seconds, I'm going to take a flat brush. First off, I'm going in with Summer, and I'm going to tap this onto the inner corner, or the inner half of this cut crease. I'm not going onto the inner corner though. And then I'm going to flip my brush and go into Honey and do the rest of the wing, not going into the outer corner too much. With the tip of my brush, because I know I don't want the gold near the lash line, I'm just going to use the tip of the brush to add the gold into the edge of the wing. Now to really get to the edges, I'm just going to take a tiny little brush. I don't know what this is, just a tiny little flat brush, just to really get those edges really precise. So you should have something that looks like this. Okay, so next I'm going in with a crisp finish by Plouise in the shade Sweet and Sour and a little pencil brush. Just gonna pick a little bit of this up on the end of my brush. You really don't need much of this. I'm gonna pop this into my waterline. When I get to where the lashes stop growing, I'm actually gonna angle it down to almost create a false inner corner. I'm smudging it into where the lashes actually grow to, and then with this I'm just going to extend it just a little bit and create a little tiny baby wing so that you've got something like this. I'm then going to go into that very first brush that we used with Mystic. I'm going to dust this right across the bottom of where we just placed that on the lower lash line. And then I'm going to start to bring it up, and this is where we start to create this whole green wing. So I'm going to start to bring it up, and then I'm going to close my eye and go just on a diagonal straight back and forth. Tiny amount on the brush, back and forth motion to start to create this wing. I'm then going to go in with that Luxie brush with Antidote on it. I'm going to do the exact same thing, so right below, and I'm following where, oh, I just put green on my nose, where I placed that that Plouise. So follow it up and then close your eye and follow it back down onto the lid. I'm basically just going through all the green brushes that we used up here with the exact same shades in that order. So Clover, same thing again, and I'm not too bothered about bringing it too low because I will fix that. I'm then going in with Sable, Moss on that same brush, and you can see it's almost touching that top cut crease, but it's not. So it looks like this. I feel like I look like an alien a little bit, I'm not gonna lie. I'm now going to go back into my blank canvas and a little liner brush. I'm going to pop this right on the inner part of the waterline where I didn't put any green. And then you can see this cut crease shape that I created on the inner corner. I'm going to connect it up and swing it up. Again, I'm creating that fake inner corner. I'm now going to take a little bullet brush and the shade Glisten and pop it right on the inner corner and where I just put that blank canvas. So inner corner and lower lash line. And then another liner brush. This one's the 610 by Suva Beauty, and I'm taking Fresh Ink by Plouise. The tiniest amount. I've actually picked up a tiny amount, and then I'm taking my palette and I'm just rolling the brush to really flatten that out. And then I'm going to draw a really thin, like really thin line diagonal to cut right between that blank canvas and the green up into my waterline. Once my full base is on, my mascara and my lashes, this will give the illusion of a bigger inner corner, and it's just gonna make your eyes look almost doll-like. And then it's just a case of cleaning up the edges. Okay, edges cleaned up. I'm gonna pop some mascara on, pretty heavy on the lower lash line, and of course a layer on the top. And now I'm going to add my lashes. So today I'm going in with the Tatty lashes, and these are in TL4 Firmy. TL4 Firmy. Oh my gosh, my accent makes saying things very hard sometimes. Plop them right on. Okay, so that is the eyes done. I'm going to go away and do my base. I'm actually doing that as a Patreon only live. So if you want to check out how to become a Patreon or join my Patrons, there is a link in the description box of all my videos. Come join. It's $1, $3, $5 or £10. It's cheap. You get to join the fam, become a coffee bean, join the chat, all that good stuff. So check that out. But I'm going to go away, do my base with those guys, and then I will be back to show you the finished look and maybe tweak a little bit more. But yeah, this is it for now. Okay guys, it is a few hours later. I've just been on a live video chat with my patrons, having a good chat, doing my base, fixing the world as we do. Coffee beans, you know what I'm talking about. But yeah, this is the finished look. I've not done anything extra to the eyes. Let me know what you think. If you've got any requests of looks that you would like me to do, like I have done with this one. Like I said, this was a recreation of a look one of my subscribers did. I wanted to see how I would do it, if there was any improvements to be made or any techniques that she didn't know about. So if you've got anything similar that you want me to do, if you've got a look that you love but you wanted to see my take on it, send me the picture. I've got my Patreon chat, which the link is down below in the description box. I've also got my Instagram and my Facebook page, so definitely check those out and I will definitely do them. I really enjoyed this and I love this look. Thank you so much, and I will see you on the next one. Bye.